Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Leo, you are up for the 2022 energy reading. Before I go any further, kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Leo, a few things going on with the pre-shuffle. So, I want to talk about pregnancy for one. And again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. And specifically on this pregnancy thing, it'll more than likely be for a very small group of you that are listening to this episode. But some of you are already pregnant and you are ready to have this baby and you haven't even been pregnant that long. I feel like as I was going through the energy that some of you actually got pregnant during Virgo season. So probably towards the end of July or sometime in September is when you got pregnant, and then obviously you found out later on. It would surprise me if some of you don't already know that you're pregnant this far in, going into November, if it happened during Virgo season. I see that some of you will be having a baby during Taurus season as well. It will end of April, most of May. So during that period, some of you may be having a baby then if you got pregnant during Virgo season. Others of you just may be pregnant, period. Some of you may not know, like I said, that you are pregnant. But honestly, what I was picking up when I was doing the pre-shuffle on the pregnancy thing, it was specifically more than likely happened during Virgo season and due during Taurus season. So having a baby, that's a Taurus. Another thing that I was picking up was a change. And for the pregnancy thing, for those who are pregnant, you're adjusting to the changes. Like the things you used to eat, maybe you can't eat anymore, or now you're adjusting to eating things that you don't usually eat. I'm just throwing this out as an example, like cashews. You won't eat cashews unless they're dipped in applesauce or something like that. For others of you that may be pregnant, you're feeling that it may affect your relationship when it comes to romance, where the individual left, or you're a single parent right now, or a single parent to be, and you don't know how to adjust, how to fully adjust when it comes to the relationship, is one of the things when the third person comes into the picture. Because obviously if you're having a baby, it's going to be a 2-package deal when they take you on, and whether you're male or female. Some of the other energy that I was picking up is that some of you may be working towards a degree, like an actual college degree, where you're ready to get your degree. You're probably, some of you even may, if you're listening to this during the fall right now, because this is being recorded November, I don't think the session is over yet with school. So some of you may have been studying for exams, or if exams have just passed, then you're really, really tired from exams. I feel like that's another thing that's going on. And some of you may be graduating. Instead of graduating in which something just said to me that some of you are graduating during Taurus season in May, but something also said to me some of you are graduating at the beginning of this year. Once you complete for December, going into 2022, you'll have your degree. Is another energy that I picked up. Some other things I was picking up is that there's going to be some luck. And I believe I mentioned that before during one of your readings, like during a monthly reading, that luck is on your side. That's going to be the case for 2022. And even though there will be some unexpected changes, it will be unexpected changes for the good. I honestly believe that it will throw you off for a second because you have a preferred way of doing things. And when these changes come in, if they haven't come in already, you're like, oh gosh, I have to change the way I do this. So keep that in mind. Also, Taurus is really on my mind right now. So some of you may have a Taurus in your life. I don't know. Could be a mother, maybe a mother figure, possibly. Or could be a father, but I feel like it could be a mother figure. Or either an older friend, something of that nature. So, but with these changes that are coming in, it's going to bring some balance. Anything that was unbalanced before is going to bring balance. And something just said to me as well, in areas where you thought there was balance, it really wasn't balanced as you thought it was. And when these changes come in, it will actually balance it out to what it is supposed to be, what real balance is. Not what the balance is in your mind, but what the balance is in the reality. Because it's your mind versus the reality of the situation. And I feel when that change comes in, that's going to happen. So these are some of the energies that I have picked up during the pre-shuffle. Now, I will use the main tarot deck. I will use the clarification deck if needed, and I will pull 12 cards from the main tarot deck during this reading. I will pull 4 cards from the Kipper deck, 1 card from the Oracle deck, and 2 cards from the Divine Doors deck. So let's go ahead and get started, Leo. Right quick. May I have the energy for Leo for 2022. May I have the energy for Leo for 2022. May I have the energy for Leo for 2022. Also, some of you, just a heads up, going back to the pregnancy thing, some of you are looking to start a family, and you're going to get your family in 2022. So, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You're going to get your family. And something just said to me, some of you might be dealing with the Cancer as well. So, Taurus and Cancer are the 2 signs that are standing out for me. Let me go ahead and take some cards. Yeah, and also some of you may be traveling too and closing out a cycle because the World card is at the bottom of the deck. So some of you may be traveling, closing out a cycle with past people. Remember what I was saying earlier with the pre-shuffle energy? That some things that you thought were balanced in your mind weren't really balanced in reality. This World card is when that change comes in and you're closing out an old cycle to begin a new cycle that is more healthy for you, is also what's happening. Also, there could be some type of recognition on a world stage, too, for what you do. So keep that in mind. May I have 12 cards, please? Thank you. Wow, this came out during Cancer's reading. Okay. May I have some? Thank you. that came out during Cancer's reading. Didn't I tell you that I feel that some of you may be dealing with a Cancer or a Taurus? This is really interesting. Or either some of you might just have Cancer or Taurus in your chart. That could be it too. So, thank you. This is awesome. I'm loving the cards that are coming out. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. May I have some more cards, please? Also, something is telling me as well, in 2022, the people or person that saw you as an option, you're going to leave them behind. And that might be one reason why you're leaving someone behind. And it doesn't have to be necessarily connected to romance. Thank you. It could be, yeah, the card that just came out. It could be in regards to something else. They will ask you, when you leave this person or people or this thing behind, they're going to ask for a second chance. Just a heads up. Is what's going to happen. Whoa. Okay. That just flew out. Could be an air sign that you're dealing with as well. Just want to throw that out there. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. But you're going to get your wish fulfillment. Also, some of you could be going towards an air sign, too. Where you were dealing, remember when I said the Cancer or the Taurus? Some of you may be leaving them behind to go towards an air sign, an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. That could be it. Or vice versa. You may be leaving the Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini behind to go towards a Cancer or a Taurus. Is what it could be. But the Ten of Cups keeps on showing up in your reading. So the end result is going to be emotional abundance. That's something that's ringing true throughout all of this. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to invest in, definitely in 2022, you're not investing in people who are not investing in you. That's what's going on. Anyone who treated you as an option, and it, like I said, doesn't matter whether it's romance, family, friends, job, you're just, it's not going to be worth the investment for you. It's not going to be worth the investment. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. Wow. And here she comes, and with your energy. Man, I'm telling you, I honestly feel like some of you are dealing with the Taurus. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay. First card that came out is the Ace of Pentacles, which obviously is Earth energy. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Ace of Pentacles is about new. Aces are new. So there's some type of new start, new type of stability that's coming in at the beginning of the year for you. It could be related to court, because the second card that followed is Justice. That's Libra energy. You could be dealing with a Libra. You might be leaving a Libra, because the card that follows it is the Fool. Fool is starting over at the beginning. where you're going off on your journey. You may, like I said before, you may be leaving a Libra or another air sign for a Taurus, for an earth sign. You possibly could be doing that, or vice versa. Regardless, with the Ace of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Fool, whatever new is coming in, whatever new changes are coming in, is going to be for the better. And it's going to happen within the first few months of 2022. Once you start off on your new journey, the people you leave behind are going to be upset. I have 5 of Cups, which is Cancer energy, Scorpio, and Pisces. All that, and with that, I have the 2 of Cups following, which for me, this gives me the 7 of Cups. That's why I was going back to that options thing. Also, 2 of Cups can be if this was a romance reading, it's not. This is more of a general reading for 2022 for you, Leo. But if this was a romance reading, this would mean that it's something involving a soulmate. It could be something involving someone you're in a relationship with. Again, it doesn't have to be a romance. It can be family. It can be friends. It can be work. Someone who treated you as an option, you decided to cut them loose. You decided to leave. 5 of Swords is the card that follows the 2 of Cups. 5 of Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. 5 of Swords is conflict at a cost. It's winning at all costs. And winning no matter what the cost. And Swords, thoughts and communication. You made the decision to cut someone out of your life, is what went on. For others of you, someone may actually be cutting you out of their life, but it's going to be to your advantage if that's the case. And the reason I say that, the card that followed the 5 of Swords is the King of Swords. So you already have 5 of Swords plus the King of Swords, because the King has 1 sword. So 5 plus 1 is 6. You're moving away from a situation that you're in. Whatever this is, whether it's you moving away from the situation, and that's honestly what I feel, or whether it's them moving away from you, it will still work to your advantage. Because the card that follows the King of Swords is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is saying that the wheel is turning in your favor. Something is on your side. Luck is on your side. That's, again, going back to the luck thing. Luck is on your side. The Wheel of Fortune is a lucky card. So you start off the year with the Ace of Pentacles, and then as the year progresses, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So as you work through these changes, because with the Justice card here, with the Fool, where it's almost like you're starting over, because don't forget the Fool is the first card in the Major Arcana. You're starting over with whatever you're doing. You're leaving things behind. You have 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords. Some people will be upset about that. Some people will be upset that you actually decided to take control of the situation, because King of Swords can be about taking control of the situation. 2. And after you take control of the situation, or after you make it up in your mind that you will move forward, that's when the Wheel of Fortune appears. Queen of Pentacles energy is here right after the Wheel of Fortune. That's stability. Again, Earth energy. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You could be dealing with one of those signs. It could be a male in Queen of Pentacles energy, or either a female in Queen of Pentacles energy. Or you could be in Queen of Pentacles energy. The 7 of Pentacles came out reversed. 7 of Pentacles is usually about investment. And that's why I was saying earlier, as I was pulling the cards, when this came out, that you're no longer investing in things you do not get a return on. you're only investing in things where you see a return. The card that followed the Seven of Pentacles is the Empress. Empress energy is Taurus, Libra, Cancer. So one of these three signs, and again, I told you Taurus is really on my mind, where some of you might be headed towards a Taurus in 2022. I don't know why. Something just said June. Okay. I don't know if June is about Geminis or if June is about something specific happening in June. But keep June in mind as well. And something said maybe a junior too. So for the pregnancy, if you're pregnant by someone, maybe the father wants to name the baby, if it's a male, after him and do that, name him a junior. Or if you're a male listening to this, if you find out you got someone pregnant, you want to name the baby after you, have the baby be a junior and do that. I know a baby is definitely here. With the Empress card as well, yeah, baby's definitely here. For some of you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Leo, this wraps up. The last card that I have is the Strength card. And that's your energy. You're dealing with all of this with grace. Because with the Strength card, people always think that with the woman and the lion, that she is wrestling the lion. And she's not doing that to open the lion's mouth. In some tarot cards, the woman has her hand in the lion's mouth. She is not wrestling with the lion. She is taming the lion. And several downloads just came to me. The first download was that you're taming yourself is what you're doing. Where I don't want to say grace under fire because there isn't any negative energy here. I mean, obviously people are going to talk because people are people. But you're just very graceful in 2022. You're handling things with grace. So, whatever situations come about, you're managing to tame the situations. Something also said to me that someone has managed to tame you. Where you thought that you wouldn't settle down with someone. You thought that you wouldn't start a family with someone. But this particular person, whether you've met him or her yet, this person has managed to tame you. Is also what I'm picking up. Some more energy that I'm picking up is that you're having the courage to say what needs to be said. You're having the courage to say what needs to be said, to stand on your convictions, and having the courage to walk away. All of this, everything that's happening in 2022, whatever happens, whether you find yourself in a court situation, whether you find yourself leaving a job, whether you find yourself not necessarily communicating with family members as much, whether you find yourself backing away from a romantic relationship, whether you find yourself letting go of friendships that don't serve you, whether you find yourself relocating too, because justice can be about contracts as well. Whatever you're doing it with courage. Also, I'm seeing here, I don't know why, going back to the pregnancy thing, something just said to me, someone doesn't want to do, what's it called, epidural or something like that. Like you would rather have a natural birth. You don't want to do the thing where they stick the needle in you and all that other stuff. I think they stick it in your spine or something to numb it. Somebody wants to do a natural childbirth. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That person has the courage to do a natural childbirth. And in addition to that, I don't know why, with this whole pregnancy thing, I honestly feel that as soon as you have a baby, you're about to get pregnant again. I don't know if you just want to get the kids out the way and do that. It's sort of like have them as soon as possible. And that way they're not that far apart. Because you know how some parents do. Some parents will have a kid and then they won't have another kid for 3, 4, or 5 years. And some have even done it longer than that. I actually, one of my friends, her and her brother are, well, I won't say friends because we haven't spoken in years. I'll say associate. One of my associates, her and her brother are, I want to say about 16 years apart. So yeah, you're not looking to, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You're not looking to do that. You're looking to get this knocked on out. Is what you're looking to do. You're like, okay, after I drop this one, let me go ahead and drop the next one. And all right, that's all the kids. That's it. And then they're gone to college and everything else, and then you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, but as I said before, the biggest thing that I'm picking up is with your sign, as it ends out, is strength, courage. You're going to be strong throughout 2022. There aren't any cracks in your armor. That's what something just said to me. There aren't any cracks in your armor, is what I'm picking up. There are going to be unexpected changes in 2022. Things are happening in 2022. Good things are happening in 2022, as well as unexpected things. But for the most part, the unexpected things will turn out to be good things. Wheel of Fortune is here. And throughout this entire process, there's not a crack in your armor at all, which is why you are so strong throughout 2022 and why this will be a very stable year for you. Let me pull some other cards right quick from the Kipper deck. I'm going to pull 4 cards from the Kipper deck. And this isn't even a long reading, because some readings, if you look at the readings I've done for 2022, some people's readings have been about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe longer than an hour, depending on what's packed into them. But honestly, Leo, your 2022, because you are so strong, it's just, I don't see the boat rocking that much. I just don't. There isn't a crack in your armor. And because there isn't, whatever is thrown at you, you're going to be able to tame the situation. You will be able to tame it. And someone might be taming you. Too. Oh boy. May I have some cards for Leo, please? May I have 4 cards for Leo for situations from the Kipper deck? 4 cards for Leo, please. Anything Leo needs to know. But I do see a lot of talking. I do see that. Thank you. May I have 2 more cards, please? And I'll go, you know what, I'm going to wait till I get the other two cards and then I'm going to tell you. Because, yeah, I can see that. Thank you. What card is this? Wow. Okay. Yeah, someone might be confessing their love for you. Thank you. Okay, Leo, 4 cards are out. These 4 cards could be connected or they could all be separate. Separate situations, separate things, not related at all. The first card is imprisonment. So somebody in jail. Or it could be mental imprisonment, things of that nature. Second card is message. The third card is main female. The fourth card is poverty. This is the thing. I'm looking at imprisonment. I'm thinking about that justice card. Something just said to me, someone may be getting out of jail. And they're going to want a new start with you. But I don't see it happening. They might even write you. Some of you might have been receiving letters from this person in jail. In doing that. And they may want a new start. But I just don't see it happening. I really, really don't. Where they're saying they want you, third card, to be the main female. The fourth card, like I said, poverty. When it comes to that, I'm not picking anything up as related to you. I'm not picking that up. I'm picking this up as someone who is having an issue in their life. Someone's having an issue in their life. And they may reach out to you. I'm picking up that energy. And you may decide whether you want to help or not. Honestly, I don't see you helping. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because you may decide to grant grace. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everything, we all have free will. And if it's in your heart, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, and the Ace of Pentacles here, and the Empress here, if it's in your heart to grant grace to someone, where it's like, you know what? Okay, I see you're on hard times. I'll help you out this one time. I feel if you do decide to help someone out, it's going to come with stipulations. Where if you loan someone money, let's say someone needs a loan when they approach you, then you will have an actual contract drawn up. King of Swords, justice. You may be in that energy where it's like, okay, I'll loan you the $1,000, but we need to have a contract. And they might be taken back by that. They might be like, wait, what? We have to do it in writing? But we're friends. But we're family. But we're co-workers. But you're like, no, we need to do it in writing. But again, like I said before, I don't see that shaking you regardless. Whether you tell them no or whether you tell them yes, I don't see any cracks in your armor in 2022. I really don't. I don't want to say that you're invincible, because no one is invincible. And I don't want to gas you up. It's just, I'm going by the energy. That's all I can go by. I'm just the person sitting here reading the tarot cards and the energy. Like I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We all have free will and it is what it is. The energy that I'm picking up is that you are unshakable in 2022. is when things happen, you will adjust in a very quick manner, and you will handle it with grace. You will handle it with ease. It's not going to keep you up at night like Nine of Swords energy or something like that. For example, with this imprisonment card and someone getting out of jail, or let's say you find out that someone goes to jail, because again, justice is here. Imprisonment is here. You find out someone goes to jail. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's someone you're dating or you're married to. Even in that situation with the energy that I'm picking up, I do not feel that you will be shook by it. I just don't. I'm not picking that up. And trust me, if I was picking it up, I'd tell you. I honestly don't feel like you're going to be shook by anything. You might be a little like, okay, I have to deal with this. However, you'll have the resources you need to deal with whatever comes your way. If it's pregnancy, you'll have the resources. If it's prison, somebody goes to jail or gets out of jail, you'll have the resources. If you need to go to court, you'll have the resources. If you need to move, going back to what I mentioned earlier about the world card, you'll have the resources. If you decide you want to get married, because don't forget, 10 of Cups came out twice as I was shuffling through the deck. So, and you decide you want to get married and start a family. Because also that was one thing that was said to me about the pregnancy thing, that some of you may think that you can't afford a child right now. And actually, the universe is saying, no, whatever you need, you got it. Whatever you want, you can have it. And I honestly believe and I feel that as you move through 2022, you'll become more confident and more courageous, where it's like, wow, things are getting done. And as I said before, you may have those moments where you are annoyed. I mean, we all have that. As they say, you can't have rainbows without the rain. We have moments. You can't have a testimony without a test. I'm not saying that everything you're going to be at a 10 of happiness throughout 2022. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that your strength, which is your card, your strength has created this armor around you in 2022 that no matter what is thrown at you, you will be able to tame the situation with grace and ease. That is what I'm saying. Because there isn't a crack in your armor in 2022. Now, just because I'm saying this, don't go out and try and be Superman or Superwoman. You know, don't try to test the universe. It's almost like in the Bible, I think when Jesus was out, what was it, the 30 days, 30 nights when Jesus was out in the desert, and then it was either the devil or whoever said to him, it's like, well, if you're the Son of God, then you can jump off this cliff and the angels will catch you. And Jesus was like, I ain't doing that. So don't jump off a cliff just because I'm telling you there's not a crack in your armor. What I'm saying is just know that in 2022 you're good. You're really good, regardless of what comes your way. Let me go ahead and take 2 cards from the Divine Doors right quick. May I have 2 cards for Leo, please? May I have 2 cards for Leo? And something just said to me, for those who may find themselves getting a divorce, the poverty thing may cross your mind because of the divorce, but something will work out in your favor because of the Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. Didn't I? Oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to take the second card. I'll say it in a second. I'll tell you in a second. Don't worry. May I have one more card, please? Thank you. Wow. Okay. This is exactly what I was saying during this reading. Did I not say change? Did I not say travel? I mentioned travel before. Now we have another confirmation in regards to travel. All right. So first card that came out, change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. Did I not tell you some changes? Which, like I said, might be a little bit annoying to you, Leo. Might be a little bit annoying, but there's not a crack in your armor. So any change that happens, you'll be fine. I also mentioned that some of you may be traveling because of the World card. And the card that came out here with the Divine Doors is Nomad. It says, the nomadic wanderer lies deep inside. So take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. Mind you, not only is the World a travel card, the Fool is too. The Fool came out during the reading about a new beginning. Some of you may be dropping everything and just packing one bag, because I'm looking at this card. And this Fool is off on his journey. The cat, I'm laughing because this card is funny. The dog is on one side and the cat is hanging on the other side with the claws. And the cat is scared half to death because the Fool is just in the wind. And keys are falling all over the place. Maybe there's something going on with the key. But the Fool only has one bag packed. That's it. And the Fool is off on his journey. And doesn't matter if you're male or female. There's no gender in tarot. But some of you, and I shouldn't be laughing, but the situation is funny because I'm seeing this in my head. I'm picking up the energy. Some of you might be packing a bag and the animal. And if you have a dog, you might be packing up a bag and a dog, and you off to the races. You like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. And you don't tell anyone. Or some of you might have a cat, and you just throw the cat in the car with the bag, and then you like, I'm hitting it. I'm gone. You're leaving the key or keys behind. Because I see all these keys everywhere in this card. But the Fool is also a travel card. Some of you may be traveling, like I said, and this is really a triple confirmation. Because the World card, the Fool card, and Nomad from the Divine Doors deck is happening. Hell, some of you might be, and something just said this to me, some of you might be traveling or just leaving because somebody got locked up. Throwing it out there, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You weren't expecting this. It's almost, I don't know if any of you watch Real Housewives, but one of my favorite housewives, Erica Jane, she is going through her situation right now, and she didn't know that her husband was doing all this shady stuff. And the crazy thing is, it's like he was this big time, I guess you could still say he's a big time attorney. He's this big time attorney. If you've seen the movie Erin Brockovich, the attorney that worked with Erin Brockovich, that was the attorney that is Erica Jane's husband. So that it was, the whole thing was based off of. He was the one who brought down the corruption with who was it? The processing plant or whatever that was contaminating the water and stuff. In doing that, along with a bunch of other high profile cases. But now all of the stuff is going on where the money that once came in is no longer coming in. And now he may be looking at jail time. And it could be one of those situations for some of you. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. You have a partner, or you have a roommate, or you have a family member that you were staying with, and then all of a sudden you find out that they've been thrown in jail. And you didn't know that they were doing the things that they were doing. And you're just like, okay, well, I don't have anything to do with this. Let me just pack a bag and throw the dog in the car, and I'm hitting the road. So there could be some of that energy too going on as well. I can see that. Something just said to me, for some of you, you might be getting out of jail. Which, if you're listening to my podcast in jail, shout out to you. Or if you just got out of jail, shout out to you. And you just decide that you want to just go on the road and travel a little bit to figure out what's the best place to start new routes. And that's something that's coming clear to me right now too, as well, is starting new routes. Some of you, the reason that you're traveling is because you, in 2022, is because you want to know where's a good place to set down roots. Where's a good place to start a family, going back to Ten of Cups energy. Where's a good place? I think I'll visit this city, this city, this city. I think I will visit Charlotte. I think I will visit Tallahassee. I think I will visit Chicago. I think I will visit Denver. I think I will visit Houston, and so on and so forth. And you're just visiting a few cities to say, okay, now that I've visited all these cities, I think I know where I want to set down roots at. Going back to the Justice card and the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress, because I'm thinking of contracts and home is what I'm thinking of. Getting a mortgage. Doing that. After you've already went out and seen, okay, I didn't too much care for Houston. Denver was pretty cool. Chicago was not my speed. You know what? Charlotte seems like it's good. I think I want to set up roots in Charlotte. And then you just pack a bag, hop in the car, and then you drive on to Charlotte, and you're setting up roots in Charlotte. Which there's a bunch of Charlottes in the U.S. But I'm talking about Charlotte, North Carolina as an example. Obviously, my listeners is international. But I feel there could be some of that energy too going on. Regardless, going back to what I said before, there's not a crack in your armor. Let me pull the Oracle card right quick. This is the final card. What is the message, or what is a message Leo needs to know for 2022? What is the message that Leo needs to know for 2022? I don't know why. I honestly feel like there's going to be some type of proposal. For some of you, this card fell out. I'm reaching down to the floor to get it. What is this? Mountain. See, I feel this is another travel card. Mountain. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. What was I talking about earlier? Didn't I just say, don't jump off the cliff? I was like, I don't want to say that, I don't want to say that you're invincible. But I don't see a crack in your armor. And the message is pretty much saying what I said then. It says mountain. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. There's not a crack in your armor. There isn't. However, just because there isn't a crack in your armor doesn't mean that you shouldn't remain cautious. Also, I ended up with the Lover's card at the bottom of this Oracle deck again. And to me, that's resonating with me. So I'm going to read this Oracle card to you as well. It says, Lovers, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. So Leo, be true to yourself. And something just said to me as well, that some of you may feel that you have to make a choice between love and money, or like love and stability. It's sort of like, can you have it all type thing. And my answer to you is yes, you can, C-A-N, yes, you can have it all. Don't feel like you need to make a choice. I want to just do one last thing. Give me 1 second. I want to pull my clarification deck, because I want to just pull some cards, because I feel like something's on your mind. May I have some clarification cards for Leo, please? Before we go. I thought I was going to close out, but something told me to pick up the deck. So, I just want, thank you. The Fool again. Leo, something new is starting. And I honestly feel like you are just gonna, I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. The sun is shining. She is chilling on that cliff, about to fall over. The dog is like, don't do it. Because she's ready to go off on her journey. She's listening to her music. She got her what is that? What is this? Cell phone? I think that's a cell phone she's listening to. Whatever she's listening to, it must be good music. And at the bottom of the deck, Justice. There is a divorce happening for some people. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't make it fit. And it was happening because of a third party, because the Three of Swords is right after it. Right after that is the Two of Cups. So it was somebody that there was a relationship with. There's the Eight of Cups that follow. Someone that you'll be walking away from. An offer that's coming in to you. Six of Swords. Strength again. Yeah. A lot of you are starting... Something just said a clean slate. A lot of you are starting a clean slate in 2022. And something just said that even relationships that you have had for a long time, some of those relationships, if you don't cut them out of your life, you're going to start at zero with them. Meaning, you're starting back at all over again, back to one. I don't know why that song is playing through my head, that old Brian McKnight song, Back to One, whatever. I don't even know the lyrics. All I know is something, all I know is Back to One. Maybe somebody listens to Brian McKnight. Who knows? But it's almost like you're starting, everything's going to get reset. There's going to be a reset for your relationships next year. That you're taking the initiative to reset the relationships is what you're doing. So yeah, that's the energy that I'm picking up. Regardless, it's all going to be new. And while you're on your journey, there's not a crack in your armor. So Leo, that is all I have for you in your reading. kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. kirwkc on all the social media platforms. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. Until next time, Leo, be blessed.